Hello, and welcome back to the night shift here at the Beyond the Summit house. It is... What time is it? Oh, it's only 1:15 in the morning. That feels early. We've only been going for 6 hours. That's what we need. We need a countdown of how many hours left of qualifiers, because it's over. This broadcast is going for over 100 hours. We're 6 hours through. We might be under 100 hours at the moment, because it was like 105 hours total, I think.
You know, when you're doing something like this, when you're running a long distance, you don't focus on the distance. You just focus on getting the job done as best as you can. You don't focus on how much distance.
It's like you've got your calendar, Christmas is coming off. Every day that passes, you X a day.
Yeah, but then it becomes slow if you do that. If you're focusing on your own life, then Christmas comes faster.
But you have a daily satisfaction of saying 1 day closer, or in this case, 2 hours closer. It does make it go slower, but you get satisfaction along the way. Like the journey is more fun.
Not me, sorry. I can't hop on board on your train.
I'm gonna get a timer, a big timer.
I'm just gonna hop
countdown
into the draft right now, Roland.
No, we're not hopping in the draft. Roland, get out. No draft.
So we have.
All right, draft. Fine.
Man, every game they've been getting. Every game they've been getting this opening, but their opponents are not. But why would you be banning? Like, I don't know, what's this? You ban Dazzle and Undying. Why wouldn't anyone try to ban at least the Wyvern? If you're not gonna first pick Wyvern, and you just let them get it every game.
Maybe you just don't think it's that good of a hero. Was it really a problem for them in game one?
But it's Undying and Dazzle much better. Like, I feel like the Night Stalker was the bigger problem also. The vision control.
Yeah, I could see a Night Stalker.
Wyvern did a lot of like setup and protective. Like,
did he set up?
But the game, it wasn't really about him. It was just the Night Stalker and the Slada mostly.
Yep.
Both of them setting up a lot. But Wyvern is still a hero that, like, in some games we saw Mineski utilize the hero very well.
They wanna, well, I guess the first pick quad makes sense since SCT.
The first pick is fine.
Yeah,
it's
the ban.
You're not banning against like who you are playing against. You're not banning towards your opponent. You're just banning basically based on you feel like these two heroes are strong or these two heroes are gonna be a problem to what you have, instead of trying to ban. I think you see this a lot from Mr. Peter Bandom. Different opponents, different bans at TI. Every different opponent he bans specifically differently.
Well, the ban, I think very much the philosophy should be when you draft, you pick for your own strengths and focus more on the your ban should focus on your opponents. Your pick should not. If you try too hard to counter pick, your drafts ends up being shit half the time. It feels like I've seen so many teams lose by trying to counter pick.
Sometimes you have to like obviously.
There's some heroes like Husker or Brood, but I feel like in a general case, like if they pick a standard hero, like they pick Queen of Pain or they pick Anti-Mates, let's get like a Silence, or let's get something that counters an Anti-Mage, or let's get something that carries harder. No, you should always be thinking about what makes your draft the strongest and most like well-rounded, but also have good. You have to find your timings. We always talk about timings, like
balance in everything.
Where are you gonna like be able to take towers and win the game? Are you looking to win at 15-20 minutes by like taking lots of objectives, take Roshan? Do you want to go more late? And counter picking is not normally the way to do that. Whereas banning your opponent's heroes is a good way to kind of block your opponents out from doing things.
Interesting to note right now, Mineski on the dire side, they have first pick in second phase, but they still chose to take out the TA and the SF, which would be a standard strategy that would be running. Like, it fits the games, the general game idea and plan they've been utilizing the last few series. So quite surprised to see that they actually take the two out. But this time around, they're gonna snag the Tusk, which I was talking about the last game, where I felt it would be a really good position 3 for them. Instead, they went for a position 3 Night Stalker, and they had a support Wyvern plus a support. What was the other hero? Support Wyvern and AA, which was more of a defensive type. You don't get to dictate so much play because the supports are not that useful in roaming early. But having the Tusk plus support Night Stalker, your lanes are much stronger. You have more like control, snowball plus sigil, and you have the shard. So overall, your fighting potential and capabilities at early game is much stronger. And for their mid hero in this type of lineup, you probably want a hero that can fight very well too. They've been picking like Drow Viper with this type of lineup, so wouldn't be surprised if they go for the same strat again. They just basically need something that can deal physical damage and hold himself in the lane as a mid hero against the Queen.
And it also helps Mineski find that mid-game timing where they normally like to strike
I think
and play.
the few heroes that would be good with their general plan would be like a Wind Ranger, Drow, Viper, Drow.
The one I'm surprised to see Space Creators keep picking is this Earthshaker. It doesn't seem like it was that great of a pick for them.
They are picking like more focus on team fight. Both of the games, they are really a lot of focus on team fights.
Well, it's not the Drow Viper, but it's something
It's
that...
a very similar pick.
Yes, very aggressive
Just he's just like weaker in the laning phase, but you just put him on the safe lane so he doesn't have to deal with the Queen of Pain. So this is the safe lane hero. Their mid lane hero, Alchemist not available, but we'll see. So let's see what Space Creators go for right now. They need their off lane, they need their safe lane. Shaker could be their off lane, but I'm not so sure about that because against the Ember is like weak in the start of the game though.
I feel like Mineski have a lot of possibilities for the mid lane. They can get something like a Wind Ranger if they want against Quap. They could go Puck if they want something which is maybe less kind of late game oriented, but gives them a really strong early mid game.
I think they'll just go for something that has right click, like carry potential because
they ban those heroes out. TASF at least.
Yeah,
Wind Ranger's still there.
There's still Wind Ranger and what else is there? Right
not
click
much.
mid hero, right click mid hero. Yeah, not much.
Alchemist,
actually.
he's also banned out.
Alchemist is banned already.
But what are the other main ones?
There's still like PL. Sometimes I see teams run PL mid. PL against Queen is actually quite decent because you can dodge the poison with Doppelganger.
Ooh, Beastmaster. That's a kind of right-click mid-hero in some ways, because you go like the Necro plus Aura and then you do a lot of right-click damage.
This is also really good against Night Stalker because the last game, they didn't have any hero that would be their vision control. This game we would see in NS versus Beastmaster, so both sides having their own vision control, and it's going to be very helpful to actually doing the daytime secure map control and objective and make ganks happen because you have Beastmaster. Their lane setup would probably be Beastmaster off lane, Queen of Pain mid, or Queen of Pain safe lane. I think Beastmaster is for sure off lane because it's 2D's hero. Then they need to pick another core that will deal damage.
Yeah, they've got great team fight, but no damage whatsoever to stack with their control from Earthshaker, Roar, Kinetic Field. And you can't expect Beastmaster to be dishing out damage if he's an offlaner. He's not going to get that fast Necrobook. So they definitely need a safe lane farmer with some firepower, which is kind of the Musica special. Playing heroes like the Leshrac in the safe lane, for example.
I think when I see Beastmaster, they tend to go for the Storm because Beastmaster and Storm has good synergy.
Well, Mineski one more ban, and we saw them ban Storm last game.
Storm is not too big of a problem though, I feel, right now with the you have so much control between the three heroes, the Wyvern, the Stalker, the Silence from Stalker, and the Tusk Snowball and the Punch. You have a lot of lockdown for him. So I don't feel that the Storm would be like you want to pick Storm in games where there's very little lockdown so he can do a lot.
Medusa ban though, so
interesting.
And Husker taken out. They have okay heroes for Husker, but suggesting that last pick could be more
I think
in focus.
Husker could be really good for Mineski. Because Disruptor and Shaker, even though they have Queen, but Disruptor and
they
Shaker
have Sonic Wave and Beastmaster means they also have the last pick, so they could just last pick a right-click carry to combo with like a Beastmaster Roar.
True.
To me, it suggests they don't want to go for a right-click carry. They will have something like, I guess Storm is not like a Storm or a Lesh again.
Lesh or Storm again. Classic Justin hero.
To me, it's just you don't ban the Husker if you're planning on picking a right-click carry.
Yeah. So right now for Mineski, they're gonna finish their lineup probably with a mid hero that can go well against Queen. They can deal damage at the same time. Heroes that have been playing a lot are Husker Alchemist, or ban, TASF. There's still the Wind Ranger though. I think Wind Ranger could be just a solid choice. The best choice for either team.
Lane matchup is fine. It's pretty good. Oh, that's a hero we didn't really consider. And it can have right click if you go Exort build. We're seeing a bit more of the Quaswex, I'd say, but Mineski historically have loved, and Jay loves going for the Exort build.
I think Exort build is better this game because they need more right click. They don't really lack in the department of lockdown because usually when you go Quaswex you need a lot of lockdown because your lineup either lacks lockdown or the opponent is weak against mana burn. But this game it feels they are gonna be able to benefit more from Exort Invoker since you have the summons to do Rosh. Their lineup requires them again to secure early game laning phase, get map control, get Rosh, then push.
Yeah.
And Ember, Wyvern, Night Stalker and Tusk doesn't push very well. So Invoker with the Forge Spirits and possibly the Necrobook would help with that department. and Space Creator's gone for that very, very unusual safe lane Tiny, I guess, or mid lane Tiny. Yeah,
Could
it's
be
going to
either.
be a mid lane Tiny.
Yeah, it's Velo playing it, and more likely, I feel like the Tiny safe lane isn't going to have the easiest lane against a Tusk Night Stalker. They'd rather lane the Queen of Pain against that rougher lane. So, yeah, mid Tiny fine against the Ember if that's the case, but more likely we'll see the Invoker.
I think it's
in the
going to be
mid lane.
yeah, Invoker mid, Ember safe lane.
So, we'll see. Tiny does benefit a lot from Beastmaster Raw, so there's some good synergy there as you go later into the game. Earlier on, like Tiny without Wisp, you're almost guaranteed to see a Blink dagger pickup. You just need that extra bit of mobility. So here we go. Game 2. Game 1 was won by Mineski. And Game 2 now underway with SCT in need of a win here in their first opening match of the Frankfurt Majors SEA Regional Qualifier. We'll see how things unravel here. SCT, the Open Qualifier winner for the second qualifier. A team of kind of ex-CSW players with Godz as well as 2D. And a primarily Australian team, but with some Singaporeans mixed in there as well. We'll see them head down towards their own jungle where there is already an observer ward planted by Rio on the Tusk. 2D himself getting very aggressive. He's going to be careful. Night Stalker doesn't have the best day vision, but I think he did catch a glimpse of the Beastmaster.
Yeah, he was trying to trick him to... he managed to trick
there
them
you
to
go.
place the sentry. He was just trying to trick them to... Because earlier he placed the observer ward there in the other location, and he just tried to make it look like he actually placed it in the other side. So well
Success.
played, but it shouldn't matter too much at the end of the day.
No.
I imagine.
Not a big deal, and it looks like, for starters, both teams will be getting one bounty rune apiece, with the Tiny and the Invoker, both mid laners, getting one from either side, so doesn't look like we'll see any early D-wards on the Observer wards. It's pretty hard to D-ward one.
This lane is going to be tough for the Tiny though, because he has
Yeah.
low armor, and Exalt Invoker has very high damage when he gets a few levels on Exalt, and there's going to be the Wyvern or even the Night Stalker roaming a lot.
Jesse Vash is looking for the courier snipe. Often you would see a salve get couriered out with that starting goal, but he's going for a bottle rush, not trying to go for it. And Earthshaker will come in and scout it. So no courier snipe today, Jesse Vash.
Yeah, he's gone for this build with starting with boots all the time with Night Stalker roaming around.
Yeah. Can you
Even,
actually
like
kill?
being that extra person, you know, like we talk about the middle lane right now, it doesn't feel like a 1v1 matchup anymore. Every game the mid lane is about 2v2, 3v2s,
Yeah.
ganks rotation always happening in the middle lane.
What? Are you lagging?
Yeah, I like.
Okay,
I
everyone
should
lagged. Not sure if that was us and the players as well, but it looks like everything's gonna carry on smoothly. Tiny will, rush the bottle here. Couple CS early on, and likely even see the nukes get thrown out to go for more CS. There's a toss backwards underneath the tower. The fissure misses! Oh, yo, 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 yo. That could have been a beautiful first blood. Oh, unfortunate.
Oh, that is actually really costly because the Tiny didn't even get the last CS for the bottle, so
Yeah.
it's a long time before he's able to get his regen. This is actually really bad, very very costly. Okay, he needs to get one of these two creeps.
He's got it
Oh,
without.
no, this is bad.
He dodges. Nice Sunstrike dodge.
He dodges, but
He's
okay.
got bottle. Relax, Winter. Relax. Just
Sure.
put on some
Relax.
music. Chill.
Take a
We'll
chill
get
pill.
you a masseuse. Find you a princess, and you can just relax.
So Ryo at the bottom
Wow.
lane, we're gonna snowball in, catches Musica here, but
Easy
has his
blink.
blink.
And immediately salves and looks to turn. Shadow Strike available as his glimpse.
Even if they glimpse in, they don't have enough
Yep.
damage.
Tuss just tanky, naturally, with the Stout Shield especially. So Velo going to be fine in the mid lane. Even with the failed kill, he has a bottle, will get the 2-minute rune up top and be back towards the mid lane. CS-wise, not so fine. 3 CS to the Invoker's 12 so far. And just getting a first blood as a mid-tiny against Invoker would have been huge, even if it went the way of the Earthshaker. He's going to go in. Avatos is there, and a fissure. One right click, not going to be enough.
Oh,
The
he's
cold
dead.
snap under the tower. Oh, no. He couldn't get rid of the tower aggro as well. That was just not enough damage output.
Level 4, probably he gets a kill.
Yeah.
But level 3, not enough damage there. And he was really desperate because he knew he's not going to get last hits in the lane. So he's just trying to get a kill with the Shaker.
Now it just snowballs things to become even worse for
This
the
lane
lane.
is, I feel like, over for him.
Yeah.
It's going to be very tough for him to get too much creeps. Experience, maybe he should be still getting. But last hits wise, he's going to have a very tough time.
Let's see if any of these other lanes are going any better. Queen of Pain is doubling up on CS above the Tusk, but Tusk about to hit level 4, has at least some farm, isn't going to be too phased by that. The off-lane Beastmaster with just a couple CS has also got decent experience though. But Ember Spirit, the top farmer, so across the board, Mineski winning the laning stage. And we saw this last game as well, where Mineski's lane stage just went a lot better than you'd kind of expect, where, I mean, last game more so, where it felt like SCT at least had good lanes, but this time around, slightly weaker lanes, but similar result where Mineski have the early game advantage.
Yeah, and this time around, their late game is even much weaker, because the last game they have Doom. This game, their lineup is much weaker in terms of late game. They have to get more done in the early phase, and running a Tiny like this, it's gonna put them under a lot of pressure that they need to get a lot of work done early game. And this ward is just constantly helping the Invoker lane middle against that Tiny.
He knows whenever the Shaker is just, camped here. And I imagine this Invoker is thinking, my start is so good, I'm just getting that fast Midas. This will be the easiest thing in the world.
I think Midas is definitely on the cards here for the Invoker.
If he's already ahead, and the Midas will just pull him even further ahead, and a hero that can just do so much. He doesn't need items to fight, because so much of his ability to take fights will just be the levels that his spells kind of scale with. But CT do have ways back in. The Beastmaster going to be hitting level 6 soon, so we could see his first involvement. Similar for the Queen of Pain. When Beastmaster and Quap both hit level 6, especially a Queen of Pain, look towards that TP being picked up so you can have a rotation to help out with Sonic Wave. But that, it almost feels like needs to happen ASAP.
I think the Invoker, you make the first Sonic Wave from the Invoker. That would be the most ideal kill for you to have. It's not even the Ember right now. The Invoker is going to be a big problem because Tiny is not going to be able to get too much. Just look at his CS.
Oh, he misses the Sentry on the Observer Ward mid.
Oh dear.
And he thinks he's in this mid lane unscouted. He may just go down here to a Night Stalker gank. Only level 1 in the nuke, and there is a Sunstrike available. We'll see. For now, Godz positioned very defensively.
Bottom lane, they're going to try to... No, this task is too tanky. They're going to glimpse him back, but it's really, really tanky though.
Snowballs to the creeps, and yeah, he'll be fine. Bottles up. We'll be looking for that 6-minute rune. Jesse Vash can help secure it for him, so I don't even really see a good way for SCT to prevent Tusk getting this rune, and that's just going to give Tusk more control over the bottom lane.
They could have actually killed the Queen of Pain there with the snowball. They needed to, because they had Sunstrike, they needed to coordinate that very well to actually kill the Queen. Snowball into, like, you have to pre-cast the Sunstrike a little earlier, then the snowball comes in, and then you land the Sunstrike.
No Sunstrike for now.
He has the Sunstrike.
I mean, as in he didn't throw it for now at the bottom lane. And Musica has healed himself back up after that harass came out earlier.
500 HP. I think he still dies from the shot, snowball, and Sunstrike. He's still gonna die.
I think so.
Yeah, he's still gonna die.
There's a silence coming in from the side. Here comes Jesse Vash. Silence from the trees. Sunstrike is there. Not even needed. Does actually get the kill, but they had that regardless.
And
DD rune.
It's actually better for Invoker to get the last hits.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna get the experience part. Share the experience.
And gold. That's his Midas. He immediately picks it up.
This might be just a very
easily
quick game for Mineski. All the lanes, they are winning all the 3 lanes.
And they're looking to get some more. That little inch-long glimpse coming out. Tiny has TP'd in.
Sunstrike is ready.
Yep. It's going to come out. Disrupt takes it. Does go the way of the Night Stalker, though. Come on, Night Stalker. Help your buddy out. Help him get a kill. And he may pay for this with his life. He's been Shadow Striked up. Musica going to throw the Sonic Wave. Is there any potential for a deny? Doesn't look like it. 2 for 1. Not a good trade for Mineski by any means, but was a Sonic Wave cooldown and a TP from the Tiny, so still a good result for SCT, but they did have to commit resources to it.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, even though it was a 2 for 1 trade, but the cost of getting the 2 kills for SCT was very, very high. Rotations and
The
a very
cooldown.
long cooldown on the Sonic Wave being used.
You'd rather that first Sonic Wave be used for the Invoker
Yeah.
than those kills there.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's still better. It's better than nothing. To me, it's like, yeah, you can look at what they had to invest to get it, but they're always going to have to invest a lot
because
to
they're
get any
always
kills.
they're always behind. That's the issue.
So they're going to have to throw a lot to get these
And
kills.
Ember even went for the greedy build.
He hasn't even got a bottle. He's got naked bots. He's going to go fire running in, looks for 2D. The TP gets cancelled. Is he bottle crowing here?
No, he doesn't.
He just doesn't. Oh, that's it. You don't bottle crow as Ember.
It's just greed.
That's so. I've never seen this greedy of an Ember build. No
Because
stick.
the bottle itself is like it's gonna help you farm.
Yeah. I feel like you get a faster boots of travel plus bottle comes fast if you buy the bottle before the travels. Like you can reach the same items faster by going for the bottle first.
I agree.
This is like almost, it's too greedy to the point where it's actually not getting good farm.
It's gonna let you save because if you go for bottle BOT, you might wanna have to use one TP scroll.
He's gonna travels home and remnant
this is
back
gonna
to
allow
lane.
him to save for the. You don't really need to purchase the first TP, but I agree. I think the bottle.
He saves 75 gold by not buying one TP. I don't know. It seems a bit of a stretch. But either way, he's farming and doing just fine. Not quite as well as the Invoker, who's about to hit level 9. And with how good Invoker's doing, you're just looking at fast Roshan, fast objectives.
And Jesse Bash tanks the gank for Invoker.
Yep. I was just about to say, probably meant for the Invoker. That's the first Raw. Wasn't a Sonic Wave available. There is one soon, so I imagine Musica maybe letting his team know, I'd love to get this Invoker. Or Ember would be okay, but ideally the Invoker with this next gank. So it looks like Ember, he did travels home, pick up a bottle, and he's back to lane now. He's going to be pressuring out this top lane. Has the Fire Remnant
This smoke
behind him.
rotation is quite risky though. They don't have Raw. Queen has ulti, however.
He's got a Remnant up, so that's the big thing here. Have they scattered the Remnant? The Hawk is there, and I think they know he's going to be looking... Wow, he's fast on that. Just a Wyvern kill.
Again, both sides escaping the ganks with minimal casualties, both losing their supports.
For STT, it was only like a 2 to 3 hero rotation, so they weren't all in on that. Music has stayed mid lane, was getting some farm XP. But similarly, it's similar for the Mineski side, so... Kind of just a null trade where not really much is gained in either location. So with no trade really happening, it means Mineski still ahead, still in a better position.
Yeah, their Midas is just going to allow them to, as time draws by, get further and further ahead. And he's also going for that Necro book that we discussed about.
Push towers, take Roche.
Push towers, yeah, just objective.
Deward the map as well. You don't have to buy a gem, you can just use the Necro book a bit.
And he's going to get his key level 10 right now. He's going to have 2 Force Spirits, so this is key.
You can take Roche now if you want, with just like a level 1 Necro book potentially, but
you're
in no rush to take
this. This is the big timing for Invoker, the Exalt Invoker. Double Forge, and you have your first level Necro book.
Getting it this early is huge as well. Normally you wouldn't see it until maybe 12, 13 minutes. But all the extra kills and he's looking good.
Oh, bottom lane. They're going to try and defend. Wow.
Risky plays. They see the rotations coming in with a ward. He doesn't get out in time. Does have Ghostwalk available. Doesn't look like there's much detection, but he gets roared up and no defensive maneuvers. Doesn't even spend his money on the Necro book, so he will go down. He could have actually gone Invis. I don't think they had any detection. Yeah. Missed opportunity to escape.
Yeah, because he was trying to kill there though, and then his teammate actually, I think it was the Ember Remnant out. So he was like, he went in and then Ember Remnant out because I think Ember's choice was correct because they had 3 heroes there. SCT brought 4 heroes to the fight.
And your thought is very much like, well, they probably do have a sentry or a dust, so you're not thinking immediately, let's just Ghost Walk. Although you can always force them to use the sentry's dust, whatever it may be. And in that case, they had neither, so...
It's always better to try and fight back. And, you know, if you get a 1-for-1 trade, then...
Yeah, and he knows if he just stands his ground and fights...
Rather than you count on the opponent, oh, they probably don't have sentries, so that's...
With double Forge Spirits, there's like a pretty okay chance you get that return kill on a support with how much damage you can deal. And elsewhere, his team did get a trade, so they did find a pick-off on the Queen of Pain.
Catch this Disruptor, but... Catch with the Disruptor, but not going to be able to get the silence and glimpse off.
Pretty elusive. So we'll see how teams can handle this next night phase as Jesse Vash is level 6. Doesn't have points in the darkness just yet.
They're going to look to take the tier 1 at mid, I think, soon. After they take the tier 1 at mid and the tier 1 at top, they are going to proceed to Roshan. It's just like step by step, very methodical. And
SCT have the tiny blink though, so this is their next key item pickup. And really one of their only key item pickups for some time.
They're gonna wait for the disruptor to get in position for this kill.
Yep.
Yeah.
Silence is ready. Blink, Avatar, Silence is there with a kinetic field and a fissure as well. Nicely played. The Cold Embrace, not gonna be enough to heal him. That's a nice little gank.
This is the first. I mean, this death is acceptable. This is the first blink
Oh yeah,
reveal.
that's not a misplay by any means.
But it's on a very valuable target. Nevertheless, so it was still really good for SCT to get that kill.
The problem is, it's not like there's just one problem here. It's the Invoker and the Ember, and you can only ever really be ganking
and
one
they're
of the
not
two.
actually trying to pressure the top though. I think that's fine for Mineski. They didn't really like lose a tower out of that kill, so that was like a very small loss, even though it was on the Ember. If you lose a kill, then you lose a tower, then it becomes like a big deal. But right now it's fairly acceptable, and the Invoker, after getting his level 1 Necro,
Just walks in, doesn't even like check for wards or anything. He's just like, we can just do this. We got Searing Chains as well. Necrobook, Forge Spirits, and Queen of Pain at mid gets one pick off. They're gonna get a second with the glimpse back. It looks like Jules dead as well, so Mineski taking casualties, and if SCT figure out Roach is going on, it'd be huge, but often when you get those few kills, you're thinking objectives, and that's the tower mid. So a T1 tower mid would be great. Unfortunately, Mineski may get Roach and also be able to defend this tower.
I guess you put it on the Ember.
Yeah. Against the Blink Tiny, I think the right move, because you can kill him. Well, you can kill him twice.
Invoker, because you go for the Necro build, you're actually fairly tanky. You won't die to like a Avatar's combo.
Here they go, charging in. Velo gets low to start things off. The Static Storm is there. They can kill Cuckoo once at least. They use the Echo, which means a second kill just doesn't seem possible. Godz actually lingers too long. We'll get silenced up. No totem, and Chase is on. 2D, Rawless. Isn't looking too scary here. Searing Chains is there. A bit of an odd fire run and not needed. And
yeah, it just wants to give vision so that they can land the chains there.
Yep.
So all in all, good trade for the Aegis. Even though he just got it, but he immediately gets rewarded by having that Aegis.
And that's fine. You lose your Aegis right away, but you get a good trade. Get a few more kills.
Yeah, and level 3 Necrobook is not far. This is a really, really farm Invoker if you get it like minute 16, minute 17 with Midas. And level 3 Necrobook.
He'll just leave his summons here in this bottom lane and wait for someone to rock up. That's a TP in into a Cold Snap Velo. Oh dear. Sunstrike misses though.
The plays, he almost made a very, very big play there.
He knew what was coming. He knew they'd defend it, and Tiny's like, he's going to get greedy. He's going to go for the Avatos combo and make that exact move, and he may still die. Blink backwards will save him from the Ember Spirit initiation. And Mineski should be able to secure this tier 2 with fresh Forge Spirits up. They just don't have the initiation potential, it feels like. Well, they will glyph. Okay, so they bring in the Hawk. They bring in a few more heroes, so maybe able to either keep it alive or get the deny off. Looks like it will get down to deny range, and if they want to just go for the deny, they can do so.
So they are going to finish the mech on Ryo, and they have really good vision right now for the middle lane. And they're able to just smoke. They spot Musica running top from a good distance away. He's trying to finish his off.
They're going to force the blink, it looks like. Maybe not the best way of playing that. Cuckoo shows up with a 2.
He's not scared at all.
Wow. Great 2 arrow Searing Chains, and that was just perfect play. Even in the silence, he had the Flame Guard up, so it was doing a lot of damage. And they may not get the tier 2 bottom, but they get a tier 1 top and key kills on the Queen of Pain and Disruptor. Cuckoo says, "That's my tower. Stay away."
Yeah, once more we see Mineski with this sort of lineup getting in cruise control from start to mid. From the start, they secure the lanes, then middle game, they get their vision control, they do the rush, they take your tower step by step.
Yep.
Everything is very systematic, and the last game wasn't perfect, but this game is much better. The rhythm is much more smooth. They didn't make as much mistakes as the last game, but overall we could see the plan is the same, just with substitutes of the different heroes. I think this time around their heroes with the Tusk on the offlane and the safe lane Ember are just much more stronger than the last game.
And we talked a lot about how Mineski, while one of the favorites, more consistent teams, had their moments of weakness in game 1. This game feels overall like a just more polished performance.
It's like they're in the zone because it's the second game, so they're much more. The more you play, then you get into the zone. Like the first game, you might be feeling a bit of like cold feet sometimes when you play your first game of the day. So this game shows that Mineski has been in the game, in the zone.
And the kill score actually quite even, but it feels like most of the kills have been very favorable trades.
Kill score is very deceptive.
It's like a blink Tiny. Like you look at Tiny and you're like, oh, Tiny's 4, 2, and 2. That's pretty damn solid. Godz 0, 1, and 7. He's been successful with rotations, but I think it, like you say, very deceptive.
The overall game plan. Top lane, we see Tiny going in for the Night Stalker. Should be able to.
They don't want to.
Oh, the Mac saves in.
Wow. And the snowballs there as well. That's going to be a huge turnaround. They decide they will commit the Raw in the end. Jesse Vash goes down. The Cold Embrace couldn't get there in time. And Wyvern uses it on himself. Sonic Wave. Do you really want to use it? No. You want to Scream. And not going to be needed. Gets one more kill. Ryu in trouble. So Musica will clean up here.
Man, they were not grouped up at all.
They were missing their 2 key damage dealers. Both Invoker and Ember not there. They are getting a tier 2 tower at bottom, it looks like. And I think this is where you keep on pushing this bottom lane to deter SCT pushing top.
Ready, though.
Yeah.
If they don't come back, it's going to take a lot of damage.
They can't push the tier 2 top. They have to defend this. So TP is likely being forced out here. They'd love to get a catch on Ember or Invoker, but not easy to do.
Yeah, and Cuckoo actually went for a blink.
I like this build.
Bots.
Yeah, this is
Drums blink, drums bots, bottle blink. Battle Fury should be next.
Yeah. A lot more kind of segue items before you get that one big item, but having that blink for that instant mobility just seems really nice. He can initiate and then have a remnant waiting behind to escape.
I think this game is good in particular because they have the Sunstrike to actually get set up by the Searing Chain. So by going this build, they can allow that to happen more. It's more of the fact that they want to utilize the Sunstrike to be more aggressive all the time by having the dagger on the Ember. So I think this is a really good choice here in this game.
Great against Quap, who doesn't have that defensive BKB yet. If you get a Blink Searing Chains with a Flame Guard on Quap with a Sunstrike, I think that's actually dead Quap from full HP. We're looking at, max Exort. So this Sunstrike does, what, 550 damage is it at max level? How much is Sunstrike? That's another Benwu quiz trivia question there.
Let's see. Sunstrike.
Doesn't say. We haven't hit
537.
Okay, you can. Okay.
Yeah, you can click on.
Oh yeah, do you alt it? How do you do it?
You click on the question mark there. You clearly don't play Invoker.
I mean, I know all the spells.
Click.
I know what.
Go to the Sunstrike. Yeah.
I don't need to click the question mark to tell me what spell is what.
Yeah, but if you play the hero a lot, you know.
Yeah.
You can use that.
I can use it to check damage, I guess.
Yeah, to check the damage.
Okay, so I was close. I said 550.
So let's see right now. What are they looking to get?
They
just
Night Stalker Ags. They
want
want the map control.
Night Stalker Axe is the next thing. They have the Tusk Blink. They have the Force Staff on Invoker.
And they want the next Roshan. Oh, catch on the Ember Spirit top. That's a nice little pick off. The Orchid from Musica helping out. And again, though, the split push coming. It's Invoker at the bottom lane. Mid lane, there's a Raw coming out. And
see,
Deja vu.
This is like happening again, right? They control the game.
We were just talking about how they're in the zone, they're playing good, and then they lose 3 top.
They start to give heroes away. It's exactly what happened in the last game.
It's the Winter's Curse, the Caster Curse, or the Winter's Curse, whatever it may be.
It's not my fault, dude. It's just a pattern we are recognizing.
But they're still very much in control despite these pickoffs. It's not really changing the big picture outlook of the game.
I think the next thing that they want to get is like BTs on the Invoker. Then you have the double boost of travel on the Invoker and the Ember.
Yeah.
Then probably stuff like this, when it happens, you have the 2 heroes to back up. Then it's more like you can actually get a return kill when it happens.
And having just a Night Stalker Ags means it's much less likely to happen as well.
Do they have it?
Not quite. About 500 away.
He actually is very close.
Yeah. He'll have it after this top wave, more or less. So, good timing coming out for Night Stalker.
It's very good timing.
Especially he's support.
Deaths, you know?
It's the Tusk who kind of plays it's Ryu who plays the more offlane role for the team. And the other timing that's coming from Mineski is the next Roshan, which will be respawning in 2 minutes' time.
Just in time for the Aghanims.
Whoa! Sneaks in, takes the bounty rune with a Glimmer Cape. Sneaky play coming out from Mr. Jules.
So, like you mentioned, they're still in very much control of the game. They just need to make sure they don't give up they can't afford to give up too many though. Make no mistake of that.
Oh,
Even though they're in control, they cannot afford to give away too much because Tiny will become strong if you give away too much for him.
He's close to his own Ag Scepter. Quap also Ag's Orchid BKB is going to be
so
a nice little item
the boost
pickup.
of travel on the Invoker now. They have the double BTs, very good global control. Aghanims on Night Stalker. So this is a time where you look to get a gem as well. So I think they're gonna do the same thing. Maybe the Wyvern is not so rich this time around, so maybe someone else will actually get the gem for the Night Stalker. So this is gonna be the time where they're gonna seize control, limit vision, get Roche, and try to push.
And first, it's going to be SCT picking up a gem of their own for the Beastmaster. Similar kind of approach where they're not looking to take control of the map and secure Roshan, but they're trying to prevent that Mineski game plan by dewarding the map, making Mineski more afraid, which they're only going to be oh so afraid when it's nighttime because of the map vision they'll have, but you're always that little bit more worried when you just don't have any wards up on the map, which Beastmaster can now cause. The team fight for SCT
It's still strong.
Exactly. That's where they excel. They've got Blink, Earthshaker, Disruptor ultimate with the Silence. Disruptor's actually halfway to an Ag Scepter as well, so there is a I almost say SCT have the better team fight if they can get the good jump, or even if they have like if neither team gets a good jump, SCT win the team fight, but
we should put it this way. SCT has superior spells in team fight.
Yes.
More AoE, but Mineski's heroes are very good at excelling and locking down one single target. They are more mobile around the fight with Snowball and Night Stalker giving vision. With more movement speed, Ember is very mobile as well. So positioning wise, Mineski has better positioning.
They're coming in here, coming in hot. They're going to lead the way with the Winter's Curse onto Velo. That's Tiny down, and it's that vision advantage. Godot whiffs the Echo Slam, just being locked in place in the middle of things. Queen of Pain Sonic Waves, but that's not going to secure the kill on Jesse Vash because of the Cold Embrace, and Tootie trapped in the middle of a
I don't think it matters.
bad problem. Lagging. It's, like you said, doesn't really matter.
He just wants to
And
blink
it doesn't
out.
even matter. Blame Valve.
I'm not sure if he's gonna get silence first. I think because he needs to face the Queen is facing in front. He needs to turn to face behind before.
There's a Blink Walrus Punch, but that's in half a second.
This fight is over. If he dies, I think probably the game is over too.
Ember has 3 Fire Remnants available, so you can just Fire Remnant all you want, and it's not going to matter. Ember actually had Blink and Fire Remnant, so even if he gets a Blink off, no way he lives.
That was again a classic example of
whoa, Jesse!
Denying him.
I just saw that too. I was like, he just got like double right click there. Holy crap, that was close.
Mistake. But yeah, like I mentioned, there was the vision advantage and positioning advantage they were able to get from their heroes.
It's so hard to use your spells effectively. Like getting off a good Orchid initiation, a good roll when they see you coming.
They can't position themselves, and Mineski are the ones that are always going to see them first because of the Night Stalker vision.
You have the better spells, you just don't get a chance to use those spells. And well, a cheeky little glimpse will cancel Jesse Vash's TP, but it's a bottom lane of Rax secured.
They're so disciplined. They just leave everything in the creeps to kill. This is.
You see that? I mean, you don't see that from Mineski normally, but you see that from most teams.
But Mineski has been.
They calculate it to the last siege creep. The siege creep on its dying breath took out the ranged Rax with its last attack. Talk about discipline, not only discipline, but precision and calculation and all those other things that...
Well, it doesn't matter if they get the range tracks or not.
No, it
honestly.
doesn't. It doesn't heal anyway, so it's no big deal. They won Roshan, so that's next for Mineski. That's next on the menu. And this is an a la carte menu. They can choose exactly what they want, and it will be delivered. The tier 2 tower and mid lane of Rax likely to be
I don't know what
the next thing they
say
order.
about this BKB on Tiny though. I don't feel...
Oh, instead of Ags?
Yeah, I think he should have gotten Ags to farm because they need to have someone deal damage. I mean, BKB is necessary against their heroes, but you get it later, I think.
You can't farm, you can't dish out damage in a
Mr.
fight.
Jakima actually said if you get BKB too early, it's game losing. This is one of those situations where I think...
You know who first said that? Lumi. That was a Lumi thing. The game-losing BKBs. If you buy it too early. Or if you sometimes buy it at all. It's like, it's one of those items where if you get it in defensively, it keeps you alive, but if you...
It doesn't win you the game.
Yeah, it doesn't
allow you to come back. So
you're playing not to lose rather than going for something riskier that makes you like a...
But they just made a really, sneaky play. They smoked into Roshan. Worth it.
That's nice.
Daytime.
That was a good move. talking about Mineski taking what they want, but they didn't realize
It
they're...
seems like they're always not against this
Yeah,
team.
it's-
Both games, the stories are almost the same. They're winning, they give away a couple of pickups, and then they win a fight. Then they forget opponent can sneak a rush, and then they still take a fight even the opponent has Aegis. Then they still win the fight.
That was definitely sloppy. Like, you should not be letting them take Roshan there, but hey, they group up as 5, like you say. Let's just group up and push anyways. Who cares about an Aegis?
They're stronger.
And it's at 8. Like, what's Tiny going to do with the second life? He respawns and he throws another Avatos combo. This Avatos combo isn't even a threat at this stage, it feels like. They may just pop the Aegis before this even begins. Or force BKB before the fight even begins. This is just the warm-up rounds from Mineski. They haven't even thrown the first punch yet. Yeah.
Oh, they did throw the Walrus punch.
It's the warm-up punch though. We're not in round 1 yet, Winter. Come on, you gotta carry my analogies, even if they are shit.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And they want to fight with the BKB. So oh my god, he's gonna sell something. Yeah, he's gonna sell his wand.
Okay. All in. Oh god. He flew high.
Wait, he tossed the shaker.
I've never seen a hero fly
no, the
so
time
high.
he tossed him.
And then he got Walrus Punch. Well, that's not only a dead Earth Shaker, it's now a dead Beastmaster.
No, he didn't get Walrus Punch. He just got tossed by his own teammate.
Maybe he's trying to toss him in, go for the big play. Musica does not get the BKB off, does not have buyback. GG!
GG indeed. And you know what? Lakas. It means very well played or very good in Pinoy, in Tagalog. So this game was...
Fusian! They're looking good. They made mistakes, they played sloppy, but the overall strategy...
The overall plan is the most important.
The individual players also, they've got the individual skill, they're winning the lanes they should, they're even outplaying their opponents in some of the scenarios, but there's just the occasional slip-ups, which you're kind of... As a Mineski fan, you kind of get used to from time to time. They can cost you against teams like MVP and Fnatic, who they will go up against later on in the SEA qualifiers.
Yeah, I think definitely against a stronger opponent, those small little slip-ups might actually make the game a lot harder.
Yeah.
You cannot afford to do that too often. Like one or twice is fine in the game, but you can't afford to do too much of it.
Yes.
And the better team will always usually take full advantage of all the small slip-ups that you made. But all in all, it's a really good time to be a Mineski fan.
This is the best they've looked.
I think, yeah, in the recent years, like in the last 2 years, this has been,
I'm trying to think.
I think, the most disciplined, and they always have a very clear plan. Overall game plan has gotten a lot better. They played more like a team. In the past, they always played like multiple units, like
all these individual players doing...
a lot of it's just individual players playing the game. It's not like a
Yeah.
collective unit moving around as a team and focusing on what's more important for the team instead of just focusing on what's more important for your own self. So it's a big improvement from Mineski, I have to say, and I'm looking forward to the Fnatic Mineski match sometime in the future.
Should be good. You cast them just yesterday or this morning. I don't even know. It was this morning.
It wasn't Fnatic.
Oh, who was it?
It was Mineski.
Oh no! Oh, you have Mineski MVP.
Phoenix, yeah.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
Phoenix.
Well, they don't play until the playoffs at the earliest because they're in different groups. But the other game going on, by the way, Trust beat RRQ 2-0. I think expected result, RRQ are probably...
Yeah, RRQ is the same with the Singapore Rejects and this team. They are around the same strength. Maybe Signature Trust might be even slightly better.
Where's Hot 6? Are they below those teams?
Not sure though. Probably.
Hard to say.
Probably.
But yeah, RRQ... Trust is probably one of the...
They're very consistent.
Consistently decent, but not great.
The consistency problem is their problem as well, because they're way too consistent. They don't have...
They have no moments of brilliance.
Yeah, no moments of brilliance is because of the way they have been playing. Always 4 protect 1. Yeah. There's no different type of strategy where something like this, where Mineski showed control the map. They play from the lanes, they get ahead. They utilize their advantage to take map objectives, and they keep pressure. Trust is like they pick greedy lineups, 4 protect 1, 2 utility of like your off lane and mid is always utility to make space, and then wait for Lakels to become fat. So every time they are always under pressure from opponents, and the good teams will always just strangle you until you die. So they can. It's very rare that they beat the stronger teams in C.
Well, it's definitely an exciting time for Pinoy Dota because Mineski qualified for Nanyang 200k plus tournament. looking like they're one of the 3 favorites to qualify for 2 spots. So even if you think Fnatic's the favorite, there's that second spot where it feels like MVP Mineski are maybe equal. Hard to say exactly, but I mean, considering there's 2 spots for 3 favorited teams, I'd say Mineski have at least like a 50% chance to get one of those 2 spots.
They have a foot in there.
Yeah, yeah. So that's exciting. I mean, it's been a while since Mineski fans had something to cheer for on an international level. They've always been good at home, playing in the Filipino scene. Nanyang's gonna be tough for them. Like they're versing top Chinese teams, Secret. I mean, the major comes. Well, the Nanyang's like the warm up for the major. So if they qualify for the major, they have Nanyang to prepare themselves. Perhaps
Sounds good.
Do you think they could compete with the international teams? Some of them have experience.
Their game plan is good. Like overall, their plan and the way they play is just about reducing the mistakes.
And players like Jay and Jules have played on the international level before, so it's not going to be like. Maybe there'll be some pressure because they haven't competed on an international event for such a long time.
For 5 years, yeah.
But I would like to see it again. It's been a while. Well, we'll see how Mineski go. We're getting ahead of ourselves. They haven't got there yet, but it's definitely the best Mineski and Filipino Dota has looked for some time. And well, we've got a break. Coming up next, we're going to be jumping over to Europe soon, but I think there's going to be like a 30-minute window where we'll be doing an SCA match or so.
And I'm taking a break after this.
Okay, you can do that. Fine, Winter, fine. So, dude, it's Fnatic versus Saraduatiga. You don't wanna check that out?
Serious? Okay, I'll stay.
Just the start, but just until Europe begins, because we're only going to do maybe game 1 and then we jump to Europe.
So we do 1 game and then we go to Europe?
Yeah, I think so. Because Europe overlaps a bit.
Can we just do 2 games?
Depends.
We can choose the games, right?
We can see how one-sided. Yeah, we can choose the games. We'll see how one-sided game 1 is.
Then
if it looks like a stomp, we just say peace. We're out. We can go watch.
Okay, sure.
We'll go be Alliance fan gays and watch Alliance instead.
Sounds good.
You're an Alliance fan gay. You're not.
No comment. I just want
you're
my
good
break.
Friends with Loden.
Roland, let's go. Guys, so we are going to roll into a break. 5 minutes, 10 minutes break because we need to refill our energy, get our mangoes, get our salves, refill our bottles back at the fountain. See you in like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Bye.